tourism industry has faced several setbacks as the country continues to grapple with the coronavirus pandemic. The recent announcement by government to lift the curfew may bring some reprieve for the South African tourism industry, but the announcement was only made on the 30th of December. Many people also avoid the December buzz and prefer to travel in January. So what local gems can people still explore in South Africa during this time? We speak now to CEO of Zimasa Travel, Khosi. Tyobeka. Khosi, thank you so much for your time and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, Khosi, January is generally still a great month to travel and to visit certain locations. We've already started seeing the rains we've had start to recede. So which tourist destinations can one still head out to during this time?
You're right. January is still a very good month to travel because a lot of people are avoiding the buzz and the busyness of those areas. But you would want to go to smaller towns, your hidden gems like your Clarence in the Free State, the Northwest. Currently in one of the properties in the Northwest, it is people are here, it's packed, but you still have those social distancing. It's not too busy, but not too quiet at the same time. So those are some of the areas that you would want to go to and enjoy with the family, because now you want to take the kids out before they go back to school. So you've got a lot of the smaller towns in most provinces, like your Northwest and Limpopo and Free State, as well as some of the hidden gems in Port Elizabeth. So you want to look at those when you're trying to look at traveling in January.
Yeah, another thing to consider, Khosi, is the fact that January can often be financially a strenuous month for a lot of South Africans. And I think, being able to travel in that month, but at an affordable price, at an affordable cost, is something that would be top of mind for a lot of our viewers. Are there holiday destinations? Are there getaways that are still, within financially sort of safe parameters? You're not going to be overspending, given the fact that you still have, schools opening in a couple of weeks. There's a lot of financial considerations, basically.
Most definitely. However, when we put the packages together for our travelers, we give them the self-catering options, which are more reasonable. Instead of you picking up a 5-star hotel, you go to a 3-star lodge, which is still reasonable, still comfortable and clean, and you can still have fun. And all these hidden gems have those facilities. And some of the people that we've been booking last minute, once there was an announcement, some of them were like, okay, we thought we're not going to be traveling, but let's do it. We might as well do it. They traveled from the 31st up until the 5th, just for them to be out there with their families. And yes, you're right. Budget-wise, you find that for a weekend, you might spend, on a self-catering unit, you might spend 2,000 rand for those 2 nights if you're going with just a small family. But bigger families, you're not going to spend more than 4,000 rand on accommodation, especially if it's a self-catering unit. So those are some of the hidden gems that we always advise our customers on, because they still need to have money to buy stationery and still making sure that they pay school fees for the kids to go home, go back to school.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, holiday breaks, of course, we know, aren't just about getaways. There are festivals to be enjoyed too. We just welcomed the new year at the Joburg Zoo with the Festival of Lights, for instance. Are there other options available this time of year?
You'd find that there are those First Sunday music fun festivals, or you'd find that there are picnics. There are a couple of those picnics that are happening, especially now with the ease of restrictions. People are now free to go out. In smaller towns, they having those picnics welcoming the new year. Those are some of the biggest ones that are improving our economy, because people are able to go with their family on a day visit, unlike going for a sleepover. Even just going on a game drive with your family, it's still another outing. You don't have to break the bank and for you to experience the jam that South Africa is. You can do your day visit or just attend a nice festival.
No, certainly, certainly. I think while we're still, of course, enjoying the fact that Cabinet has decided to, relax certain COVID-19 restrictions. and give us a little bit more freedom of movement. Even though our COVID numbers are sort of tapering down at present, we ought to still avoid certain crowded areas where social distancing will be a challenge. What would you recommend given the general high volumes at this time of year? I know that a lot of South Africans like to flock to the beaches, especially if you're more inland. You tend to want to go down to the coast, but everybody wants to go down to the coast at the same time, and that increases, of course, the traffic. So how best can we still enjoy the January holiday break, but still keep it safe, keep it within COVID-19 protocol parameters?
I always say to our travelers, yes, you can still go to the coastlands, but try and use, for now, especially in January or during this festive season, go to a resort of some sort where there's a swimming pool, that the numbers are more managed, unlike going to the beach that you've got a lot of people and you're still enjoying your holiday. And then you would go on your beach where you want to go, in the coastal, during the year. You don't have to make sure that you go to the coastal now. You can go to a place where you still experience your water activities, your water sports, as well as enjoy the nature. Because most of the places now that are not congested have those safari experiences, have those activities for the kids, for family or adventure activities where you can do your horse riding, you can do your game drive, you can do your quads and things like that. And you're still having fun. And then later on enjoy yourself in a pool or the water area for that specific resort.
Yeah. You know, Khosi, just in closing, we've already touched on a number of factors that may have some sort of an influence on your trip, be it COVID-19, be it the weather, be it costs, be it the fact that it is the month of January, a financially tough month. How important is it that you actually properly plan for your trips during this time, you know, and not just make impromptu decisions to take a road trip somewhere?
I think it's very important to plan. People that have traveled in December, they plan their trips way in advance. So even now, those that are traveling in January, they know they've got a little bit of savings that are coming out now because they've started saving early in the year. What we advise our customers is that they can either pay their holidays over time with the travel agency like ourselves, or they can save up through the bank, and then they know at the end of the year, this is my goal, my end goal. But they can break it down in 6 months if they've got a goal of traveling twice a year, and do it on a savings or paying a travel package through a destination company like ourselves. That is much easier to do.
All right. Thank you very much, Khosi. That's Khosi Tyobeka, who's the CEO of Zimasa Travel, joining us on the line there to talk to us about some of the holiday destinations that you can still get to in the month of January.